The African Bar Association in Nigeria has been inaugurated to strengthen and facilitate the defense and quality of the nation's legal profession and ensuring access to justice and defending the rule of law. The five-man executive committee has Dr. Samson Osaike as its chairman, with Mr. Owoicho Adejo Ogiri as vice chairman. They'll collaborate with the national and local bodies of the Nigerian Bar Association to achieve its noble objectives. The president of the African Bar Association, Mr. Hannibal Luwaifo, during the virtual inauguration said,
rights activists for good governance and for social emancipation and development and for legal activism, we do hope that you will be fully integrated into the African Bar to take responsibilities which rightly belong to you as the senior state of Nigeria, as the foremost lawyer in this country, take responsibility for you be able to join us in the African Bar.
During the inauguration at Bees Hive Hotels and Suites Abuja, the chairman, Dr. Samson Osaike, said law is an instrument of social engineering to pursue the enthronement of good governance and orderly and democratic society among African continents.
The African Bar Association was designed to be a federation of national legal associations, corporate and unincorporated legal entities, and individual lawyers to facilitate in the African continent the defense of the legal profession, ensuring access to justice and defending the rule of law. This executive committee, working on the authority of the president, governing and executive council of the African Bar Association, will work assiduously to collaborate with the national and local bodies of the Nigerian Bar Association to achieve these noble objectives. The legal profession is by no means a veritable tool for guaranteeing the freedom of the citizens and the enthronement of the rule of law, good governance, and an orderly society. Back home in Nigeria, the incidences of banditry, kidnapping, and senseless killings is fast eroding the sanctity of human lives. We therefore urge government and all the security agencies to rise much more forcefully to the occasion and rid the nation of all forms of security challenges so that citizens can enjoy their constitutional rights, particularly the right to life and the freedom of movement. I therefore urge members of this executive committee to press up to the challenges of supporting the President and the Executive Council of the African Bar Association for the attainment of the aims and objectives of the association as enshrined in the Charter of the Association.
So for us, the African Bar Association, we are meant to defend the rule of law and the tenets of democracy, and that includes ensuring a fundamental separation of the powers of government in order to guarantee the citizens their respective freedom. Because when all powers are put in the hands of one organ of government, there's likely to be abuse, and when there's abuse, the citizens suffer.
Ehioge West Idaosa San told Bloomshire Nigeria that
Africa is the centerpiece of the world's foreign policy, where people believe me or not, and it's probably the most untapped continent, and it is a continent that requires more than any other continent the establishment of the rule of law, and it's imperative that the African Bar Association be at the front of the battle to establish the rule of law in Africa.
The reason I said that that's an area to work on, don't forget that there's been ECOWAS protocol and a number of protocols in Africa. And so to that extent, there's been some abuse of migration. And that's why you find what's happening in Nigeria. For example, unidentified immigrants coming into the country. And at the end of the day, there isn't anything anybody is doing about it. So African Bar Association should be championing that. We don't say don't interact with Africans. We are fellow brothers. But we say let's do so with the rules clear so that we know each other and we know where we are in each other's terrain. You cannot deny the fact that they are natural habitats. And so this is our natural habitat. Everyone has a natural habitat. So if you are sharing that commonality with us, there has to be some basics. to moderate that movement, and it's not going on. And so we say African Bar Association rise and be counted in that direction. We've talked about the number of IDPs everywhere. You can imagine that this is littering all over Africa. Don't forget about the prostitution rings. Don't forget about human slavery. Don't forget about the type of, lack of sanctity of life going on around the continent.